To the Man United stream, hope you're doing well. It's Wednesday morning and we've got a blockbuster of a show for you today. Yes, it's all about this news coming out about how Ruben Amorim had a go at Manuel Ugarte, but it's not just simply having a go. What he actually said is absolutely shocking. For a manager to say that to a player, look, I'm happy. I'm happy he said this. I'm happy that we're getting this news because this reaffirms why I actually do like Ruben Amorim and why I feel he has got the minerals to carry on doing this job. Yes, he needs to improve his win rate, but if he carries on the way he does, if he carries on saying this type of stuff to the players and not taking any crap, then we have got a really good manager on our hands. It just needs to click on the pitch. But anyway, we're going to discuss that in today's show and more. So make sure you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already a subscriber to the Man United Stream channel. It doesn't cost you anything. All you have to do is click that subscribe button below this video and boom, you become part of a fast growing community and you can keep on top of all the latest Manchester United news on a daily basis. Anyway, let's just jump straight into today's show, and it's on this breaking news about how Ruben Amorim called Manuel Ugarte into a meeting. In fact, we're not quite sure what type of meeting this is because there is news that Garnacho was also present. So we think or we believe that it was a team meeting where all the players were present. And if this is what he said in front of all the Man United squad, man, this is harsh. This is harsh. Let us know in the comments below, once you hear what he said, if you feel it's harsh and whether he should have said it behind closed doors to Manuel Ugarte. Or you might have said it behind closed doors. Maybe this was the final straw. Anyway, we're told that Ruben Amorim criticised Manuel Ugarte in the same meeting where he told Garnacho to find a new club. He said to Ugarte, this is, obviously we know what he said to Garnacho, where he said, you need to find a new club, you're out of here. And the rest of the players were left shocked because Ruben Amorim was not messing about. And Garnacho clearly, he had to find a new club and he found Chelsea. But let's talk about Manuel Ugarte. And he said to Ugarte in the same meeting at the same time, after saying that, apparently he moved over to Ugarte and said, you're not the same player you were at Sporting. Now, that's crazy. That's crazy. Coming out from your manager, your current manager, to turn around and say, you're not the same player. You're not good enough. You're not good enough to be playing for my team. I don't know how, first, initially, when I read it, I was like, whoa, that is harsh. That is cruel. That is ruthless by Ruben Amorim. But then at the same time, I thought, well, do you want a manager who's just faking it, just going to kind of kiss their players' backsides for no reason? Do you want a manager to be sensitive around these players who we're paying thousands of pounds a week to kind of say, oh, you're okay, you're not doing a good job, but look, you're still a top player? No, you can't gaslight these players. You need to actually tell them exactly what they're playing like. And I'd really like what Ruben Amorim actually did. The more I think about it, the more I actually like it. The more I realise that, no, this is exactly what you need the manager to be doing. Why should he be the only one facing the criticism? Why should he be the only one taking on the stress of not winning? And why should he be under this much pressure? He should, of course, offload it onto these players who've sat there for many years, maybe not Ugarte, but the rest of them in that dressing room certainly have, where they've just kind of thought, right, okay, the pressure's on the manager, he's going to get the sack, we're going to be fine, and we really don't need to start performing because the pressure's not on us. This actually puts the pressure back on the players. This is a move that we want to see by the manager. We want to see the manager say, well, no, it's the players who are doing the talking on the pitch. And if they're not playing well enough, we need to start calling them out. Now, the last manager to call out the players was Ralph Rangnick. And after that, no other managers come out and said that these players are not good enough. Apart from Ruben Amorim. He has alluded to this many times before. It's not the first time we're hearing this. He said it in post-match press conferences. This is the worst United team in history. That's what he said. He said he got criticised for it. Lots of people were saying you can't come out and say that as a manager. But he said it. He told the press, he's told the fans that, look, this is what I'm dealing with. These are the type of players that I'm having to now get the best out of. And it's very, very difficult. And look, we all agree. We all agree that there's some players in that team that really shouldn't be playing for Man United. We know who they are. We know the usual suspects. And Ugarte, well, look, Ugarte defensively is half decent. I'm not going to say he's completely rubbish. He's good defensively. But other than that, the guy can't do anything else. And I've called Ugarte out many times. Every time we've seen him play, I've said, look, this guy is not good enough. He's simply not good enough. He's not good at carrying the ball. He's not good at passing. He's not good at looking for the spaces. He's actually not even very good at defending. He actually is half decent, but not one of the best at even defending that midfield area. So what is he there for? What is he actually giving us? He's only probably giving us some legs in there. I mean, obviously he's coming on as a sub for Casemiro when Casemiro's tired, and you start thinking, well, is this all? Is this all we're going to get from Ugarte? Because if that's the case, why the hell did we sign him? Why did we sign him? And now finally, we're getting the manager confirming the same thing, which what all fans or most fans have been saying for some time. Ugarte does not fit into this United team. And Ruben Amorim had said the same thing. You are not the same player that you were at Sporting. At Sporting, Ugarte was very good. He was very good going forward. I think he had a bit more agility. He had a bit more balance. And the way he was driving forward was different to what he does at United. At United, he's much more of a player who just tries to sit back and defend and just break up play. But he doesn't actually have a final product. Even when he does get the ball, you see him panic and kick it anywhere. Doesn't really look for the forward passes and does not do well when it comes to building play. That's the problem with Ugarte. We need a player in that midfield who can actually pick up the ball and carry it forward and break up those lines and make them passes. Ugarte doesn't do that. Let me know in the comments below, number one, if you think these comments by Ruben Amorim were unfair. Secondly, what do you think about Ugarte? Do you think his future lies at United, or do you feel that his days are numbered? Surely they're numbered. I mean, after having that kind of criticism, that is pretty deadly. That is ruthless from Ruben Amorim. And do you like that? Do you like Ruben Amorim coming out saying these kind of things to players, or do you think he needs to be a little bit more sensitive because the new age of football, the new era of these footballers is that they are quite sensitive and they need to be nurtured rather than just being shouted at and told that they're not good enough? Let me know in the comments below. You know where I stand on this. You know what I say. I say give them all hell for leather. I don't care what happens. If they're not good enough, we need to get them out. If they're not playing well enough, we need to tell them. We need to tell them. And it's the manager's job to do that. Look, his job is at risk. Why should he take all the flack? Why should he sit there quietly watching these players cock up and not take it out on them? He should be saying it. He should be saying, look, I'm the one who's under pressure. I'm the one who's going to get the sack because of your performances, because of your lack of commitment to this club. That's what is, I like that. I really do. Now, moving on to some other news stories for today. Yesterday, we covered the story, breaking story about how Brighton had set a price valuation for Carlos Baleba in the region of £105 million. Is that worth it? Not only did they set the price tag, they told Man United and all the other clubs interested that they will not be selling Carlos Baleba in the January transfer window. So there's no chance for Man United to go out there and sign Baleba in the January transfer window. We also got told the same thing with Adam Wharton. We were told by Crystal Palace, or Crystal Palace have made it known to the Premier League clubs and everyone interested in Wharton that they will not be selling him in the January transfer window. This spells trouble for United because our two key targets, 1 and 2, whichever way you want to look at it, they're out of the picture. We're not going to be able to sign any of them. So we now, in the January transfer window, are scuppered. We need to sign a midfielder. There was an urgency to sign a midfielder this summer. We failed to do so, and now we were like, right, okay, January transfer window, we've got to get someone in. And now this news about Baleba, we're being priced out and he's not for sale in January. Then what do? Wharton as well, he's not for sale. So the problem United face right now is, what do? Do we wait for these two in the summer transfer window, or do we go and sign somebody else? A makeshift player, someone who can fill in that gap from January to the summer. Who do we do? And is it a waste of money? That is the big questions right now facing United. For me, I would have said, let's go and get one of these midfielders in the January transfer window. Let's go and push hard to get one of these guys in the January transfer window. But it looks like both of their clubs will not be selling them in the January transfer window. Look, we're up shit's creek if we can't go out and sign a new midfielder. It is going to be problems for Ruben Amorim to keep on playing with this team without that defensive midfield player. We've got huge problems and we need to start looking elsewhere. We need to have a third, fourth or fifth option because we need to go and bring somebody in. We need to go and get another midfielder. I'm thinking right now, January transfer window, we need to possibly look at some loan options. We were looking at Gallagher from Atletico Madrid. Maybe we need to go back knocking on that door, maybe somewhere else as well. We need to go and get someone in, whether it's a short-term loan or whether we go and purchase somebody. Ruben Amorim needs options. We can't leave him hanging. We can't say you're not doing a good enough job and then not giving him the tools to do the job. That's my issue. Drop your comments below on what you think about this midfielder issue. We'd love to hear from you. Make sure you hit the like button on this video, and if you're not already a subscriber to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I will be back later today with a live show on takeover news, all the latest on this UAE takeover. What is happening? Are the Glazers finally going to leave, or have they had a change of mind? And will Jim Ratcliffe be prepared to sell his shares? All this news and more coming later on in today's live show, so make sure you don't miss that. You are watching the Man Utd Stream channel, a channel by the fans for the fans.